Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Kanat and today we got a very special video, but before we get into it, please do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel if you like the content that I'm doing. Just hit the subscribe button, forget about the bell. I'm not gonna show you what the bell does or anything like that, so just if you want, subscribe and I would really appreciate that. So thank you in advance. So we've been talking a lot about boutique guitars on my channel. For some reason, my channel just shifted its focus to boutique guitars. But today I have the creme de la creme, which is a Nik Huber Krautster custom. And this thing is epic. If you're into the boutique market at all, this guitar and this guitar brand should ring a bell to you because at the moment, Nik Huber is probably one of the best luthiers out there. He has a small team in Germany that they build all of these guitars with a lot of attention to detail. In fact, Nick's mentor was Paul Reed Smith, the famous PRS guy. So what Nick did, according to the interviews that I've seen of him, is that whenever Paul Reed Smith was in Germany, he would actually show Paul his guitars, and he was like, no, I don't like this one, first one or the second one. And then when he gave him that special one, he was like, all right, now you have my permission to build guitars because this is an amazing instrument. Luckily for us, he didn't stop and he's still building guitars, incredible looking guitars, incredible feeling guitars, and these things just sound amazing. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room and talk about the price, because these guitars are definitely expensive. So just to give you a guide, a Krautster 2 custom like this one would set you back at least 5 grand, which is a lot of money. But the attention of detail that you get with this guitar, the neck shape that you get that we're going to talk about later, is invaluable if you have the means. So if you're looking for like your ultimate guitar that is going to be with you for the rest of your life, you should definitely check out Nik Huber guitars. 100%. Now, did I spend 5 grand on this? Fortunately not. This guitar was sent to me by Niko Huber, which is Nik Huber's son. We met at 42 Gear Street, we became friends, and he's a great musician. You should definitely check out his Instagram. He also has a band called Bird's View, and he makes grunge music, but also plays jazz on the side with a duo, and he knows a lot of chords, so you should definitely check him out. So yeah, we were talking on Instagram, and I was telling him how I admire the Krautster. And he was like, yeah, I have a Krautster 2 at the shop. Do you want to check it out? And I'm like, yeah, of course I would. Yeah, he sent it. I had it for a couple of weeks and I have to return it tomorrow. But I really had fun with this one. I uploaded an Instagram video as well playing with this. And I mean, it's just a fantastic guitar. It's very lightweight. It's really inspiring. But we're going to talk about that in a second. Now, Huber guitars have a lot of shapes, but this specifically is the Krautster 2 Custom. And what makes it a custom is the inlays and the color. And basically with a custom model, you can choose anything you want. If you want a mini humbucker pickup, they're going to do it for you. So any of the specs on the guitar can be interchanged if you order a custom. But that, of course, is going to cost you more money than the standard range. But if you're looking for something more stripped down, the standard range would definitely be something for you. They have the dot inlays and they have a couple of color options. But other than that, it's the same kind of quality, same kind of craftsmanship put into it. But you also have the option to do whatever you want with the custom model. All right, so let's talk about this guitar specifically. We're going to start with the headstock. And this is their original design headstock. And I think it looks very fancy and very classy, to say the least. Some of the logos Nik Huber personally does by hand on some guitars, but I don't think it's done on this one because you can definitely feel the texture of it and it's not ink. On the back here we have Nik Huber's Schaller tuners, and you can probably read here that this is the 9th custom Krautster that they've ever done, and I think this one is their workshop guitar. So I'm not sure if this is available for you to buy because they probably just use it to test things with this one. Now these tuners work very nice. I mean, It's a 5,000 euro guitar. Of course they're gonna work nice. The nut right here is a bone nut and it's cut perfectly. And when I say perfectly is that it's really low. You can basically never pull a chord out of tune in the first couple of frets here, and it's just effortless to play, and I really like that about it. As far as the fretwork, we have 22 medium jumbo frets. The fretwork is impeccable, like nothing wrong with it. Of course, again, it's a 5,000 euro guitar, but it's a pleasure to play, to be honest. I think it's a compound radius 10 to 12, which makes it easier on the bends up on the higher register. So yeah, I mean, it's just perfect. Now I don't have a spec list for this guitar, but I would say the fretboard is ebony, and if it's rosewood, it's a very impressive piece of rosewood because it's very dark and it feels very smooth. Now the neck on this, it might be mahogany, it might be maple, I'm not sure because it's painted with this gorgeous looking blue sparkle finish. But on the standards, you get curly maple, and when I say curly, it is like really curly. But they decided to paint this one, which is something that you can do with a custom range and not something you can do with a standard range. But if I were you, I would definitely spec this to be a highly flamed maple neck because it just looks amazing. So the neck profile on this is the most interesting part of this guitar because I've never played a guitar that has this kind of neck profile. I mean, it's a C shape for sure, but it almost feels like a V because it has this pronounced thing over there, but it's not a V, it's not sharp, it's just rounded, but it's very pronounced, and I don't know how to explain it with words, but it feels really nice. It's a bit chunky, but after playing for a couple of minutes, you definitely get used to it because it's not something that you play all the time. I mean, a Fender neck doesn't feel like this, a Gibson doesn't feel like this at all. It's just a Nik Huber neck, which is amazing in my opinion. Now, at first sight, you would say that this is a Les Paul, but to be honest, I mean, yeah, of course, it's a single cut with a set neck, but in all honesty, it's nothing like a Les Paul. It's much brighter sounding, much open in my opinion, and it just has its own vibe, being that it's also a flat top guitar. And this one, they don't have maple tops. I think they're just all mahogany bodies or Spanish cedar. But as far as I've read online, these are all mahogany. It's a different sounding guitar. It's not a Les Paul. If you want a Les Paul, you should get a Les Paul. This is not a Les Paul. The Orca, on the other hand, that's more like a Les Paul, and that's probably the perfect Les Paul if you ever played one. So yeah, one of the main characteristics of this is that it's a flat design. It's a flat top. It doesn't have any arch to it or anything like that. It has a very simple bridge, but again, with the customs, you can choose whatever bridge you want. If you want a Bixby, they're going to put a Bixby on. There's also binding all over this thing. The body is double bound and the neck is also bound, but the headstock on this one is not bound. And I've seen crazy Nik Huber guitars with like silver inlays, gold inlays, like made out of actual gold. So again, with a custom line, you can technically do whatever you want with it. We got very simple electronics here, a volume and a tone pot. And after I was done recording every tone, I figured out that there's a push-pull on this that I didn't mention at all in the tone demos, but yeah, it's kind of late for that now. Another key feature of this guitar is that it's really light. You can do all the maneuvers you want to do with it, and it's really light. I think this would weigh around 2.8 kilos if I had to guess. It's very light and really resonant, and I think the resonance of it has to do with the fact that it's a light guitar. So that's about it when it comes to specs. It comes with a really nice case. Now it's time for us to hear this guitar in action, hear all the pickup positions. You heard it on the neck in the intro playing, but now I'm gonna go through all the pickup positions with some dirt on as well. The rig is pretty simple. I'm going from the guitar straight into the HX Stomp XL, straight into Logic. And I have a Princeton reverb model with some reverb, actually a ton of reverb because, I mean, you know I'm an addict. And I'm also going to add some gain from it for you to hear all the pickup positions. Unfortunately, I didn't include the push-pull thingy. It's probably a split for the humbucker. But yeah, I mean, we got to live with that. So let's hear this thing and then we're going to end the video. See ya. just noticed that that thing with my name on it keeps flickering on and off, and it's bothering me when I look at it from my monitor here. But yeah, I'm not prepared for this. I'm not prepared. I'm not a professional yet. So I hope you enjoyed the tones, and I hope you enjoyed this guitar. I mean, what's not to enjoy about this thing? Can't say the same about my playing, but this guitar is just gorgeous. With that said, I'm gonna end the video right here. This guitar is sadly gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna have to pack it up right now. And I wish I could have it for a bit longer or forever, but it was a real pleasure to have it for these past weeks, and I've played a ton on it, and it's inspiring to say the least, to be honest. So if you're looking for that ultimate guitar that can do anything, because with this combination with the humbucker and the P90. Hold on a second. Did I mention that these are Häusl pickups made in Germany? If I didn't, these are Häusl pickups made in Germany, and they're as high end as you can get. They're really nice, really open sounding, and they just sound amazing. See, I told you I'm not a professional. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much for your time. If you like what I do, please do consider to subscribe to my channel, leave a like, and leave a comment, because that definitely helps me a lot with my journey here on YouTube. And with that out of the way, I will see you next time with another video. Stay safe and have a good one. Bye bye.